going on? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? My peeps, my peoples, we are in the building, peep squad. Let's get down to the situation, y'all. But please, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated, y'all. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 14, episode 11. It is going down between Marlo and Kenya. Lord have mercy. Like, what is really going on? Like, it is out here in the open. So in any event, it seems like they're gonna be going at it. What's going on, Top Bugatti? How you doing? How you feeling? What's up, Miss Nina Bug? How you doing? What's up, Sunshine? How you doing? What's going on? Like, yes, this is definitely one of them episodes where Marlo, where your tears, girl, because she was basically crying and whining, but I didn't see no tears coming from her face. So, in any event, it went down, baby. I don't know what's going on with Marlo. Marlo don't understand why somebody could be upset with her, mad with her, and things of that nature. Like, they're supposed to just be like, okay, I want to have a conversation with you. I want to sit down and talk to you. Okay. If the woman basically got her own house, Kenya Moore got her own house, brought her daughter up and everything else. One of the reasons is probably she didn't feel comfortable staying in your house and staying with you. Okay. Because if she can bring, baby Brooklyn on, Cynthia Bailey's bachelorette party, okay? Like, so something was already going on. Then the girl didn't want to stay, and I know Marlo was feeling a certain type of way because she felt like Kenya Moore was coming in and taking her shine. Baby, you're supposed to make sure that shine spreads around because, you've been on the show for a long time, so you're going to need the vets. You're a vet, but you're a vet when it comes to being a friend, and things of that nature. What's going on? What's up, Miss T? How y'all doing? What's up, LSW? How you doing? What's up, Lorraine? What's up, Sheila? Marlo is the worst actress ever, girl. There was no tears coming from that woman's eyes, and she was sitting there just she was just embarrassed. And I feel bad because I'm gonna talk mess. No, I don't feel bad, but I'm just saying, like, you can tell like something's wrong with Marlo. Like, she ain't right in the head. Like, girl, you done talked about this girl's, talking about Mark Daly, and you know how deep that situation is, and you know how down it goes. And then, girl, you was out here campaigning, wanting to be down with Kenya Moore last season. You threw Porsha under the bus, baby. You don't see no OG standing up next to you. At this point, at least you would have had Porsha to have your back. Porsha would have said something. Kandi done turn around and told you that, Candy to turn around and win against, Kenya. And that was just a whole crazy situation. I know Candy is going to be taking all that back because she's been posting that she's upset and she's, and she didn't know that she was getting dragged. Yes, girl, you was getting dragged. And Kenya Moore can sense it. She can feel it. And she knew what was up and she knew what was going on. Anybody watch how Marlo did Porsha Williams, you already know she ain't a friend to nobody. And she's already said some horrible, despicable things to Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore forgave her. Boom, bada bing. Now they get down here and they having a little argument, and Kenya's being shady. She was like, well, when it comes to Candy, she don't want to talk to you or whatever. And then Marlo, jumps into the situation, and Kenya says, I'm perfect, because Marlo's talking about her body. And like, girl, you had a lot of work done. How can you talk about anybody's body? When the last time you was on the show, you was on medication because you just had a tummy tuck, and you was denying that you had a tummy tuck. So Marlo, like, please fall back. And then you're gonna say to the girl, Kenya said that she's perfect, and then you turn around and say, well, Mark didn't think so. Mark, you threw that whole low blow, you threw that whole situation up in her face like that, and you brought in her family, and you said all you got is a baby. You was talking reckless. And so therefore Kenya took that recklessness that you spewed towards her and basically let you know who you messing with, and you ain't gonna kick her off, you ain't gonna run her off, you ain't gonna threaten her because you told you big, you got a jail record, maybe it's expunged. But girl, what you should have been is being cool with the girl. You should have, like, I don't know who gave you the advice to come after Candy, to come after Kenya. You should have just been tight with them girls and try to make that friendship work, and then bring your nephews around, change your image, and then next season, if you get a peach, then be low down and dirty. But in any event, And what do you think production's gonna say? Okay, yeah, can you go home? Can you leave? We gonna film with just Marlo. Come on, Marlo. Who do you think that they gonna pick if they had to pick? Who do you think they gonna pick if they had to pick between you and Kenya? Who do you think they gonna pick, Marlo? You can give them all the ratchetness. You can cuss. You can swear. You can act real ghetto, and help Andy Cohen. You know, help you be ghetto and things of that nature, and basically just throw shade. But he even thinks that some of your shade is too far. You know what I mean? So girl, just calm down. And what did you think was going to happen in the situation? And you should be happy that Kenya said anything about how the way that you treated your nephews, which if I was Kenya, I wouldn't have spoke on the situation, but she was the only person being real about the whole situation. She didn't tell you. Maybe she should have had a conversation with you and said, hey, Marlo, I heard about what happened with your nephews, and let me tell you how traumatic and how traumatizing it is for kids to be, kicked out or thrown out, and things of that nature. They have abandonment issues. So this is why Kenya felt like she needed to speak on it, because it was something close to her heart. It was something that happened to her. And, people were triggered. And, a lot of people say, oh, everybody always says is they're triggered. And sometimes I be thinking like that too, like, you triggered. But this was shit like P Valley triggers me. I'm telling you, P Valley, I watched it last night. It triggers me, Lord. That show triggers me. For real, for real. What are y'all saying? I already see Rotten Peach. Don't like horse mouth Marlo. None of them are real friends. Lord, Marlo wanted to run the ship. She forgot she doesn't have a ship. Oh, Lord have mercy. Just walking the girl, just dog walking Marlo. Marlo would have to have told me to leave. I would have just left on my own. She is so damn selfish. Lord have mercy. She wasn't going to leave because that's money. That's a paycheck. Kandi wanted to say that. Kandi wanted to say when she was talking to Marlo, like, let's keep going. And plus, Kenya wasn't going to let Marlo run her off. And then on top of that, they get paid for the scenes that they are in. Like, yes, Kenya Moore was in some of the scenes. She met Marlo halfway by coming to the house. She came into the house chipper. She came into the house happy. And even though some of that behavior that you see Kenya was showing in the house, it was basically just to pump herself up and let Marlo know that she can't get to her. Like, you can't do that to me. And plus we find out because Kenya Moore retweeted, when someone tweeted her that basically that trip was paid for by Bravo, so she couldn't kick her out. Like when it came to Shereé and she kicked out NeNe, that was, Shereé's house, so she can kick her out. You can kick people out of your private functions, especially if you got security. Marlo didn't have that. This was a trip for everybody to go on, and so only Bravo can kick you out and say, hey, you gotta go. Marlo doesn't have that power to do that. And in any event, she should have let that trip ride. She should have said, Kenya's here, okay, fine. And then Marlo tried to hug Kenya, you know what I mean, after Kenya tried to explain to her, like, you're not gonna keep dog whistling me, you're not gonna keep treating me like this. Your love and your friendship and everything that you say that you give, and you want your girls to be like this towards you and be like that towards you. How you treat people and how you talk to people is just very disrespectful. And like, who is Marlo talking to? She's talking to Kenya Moore. Like when Marlo's been on the show, Marlo got accolades from the show and things of that nature. But let's get down to it. If they had to pick, it wouldn't be Marlo. They would have been gone. She would have been gone. Most of the people on these shows aren't friends. No, they're not. Point blank. Marlo wasn't ready for Happy Kenya. She thought Kenya was gonna come in there, all mad. So it makes Marlo looks like she has a problem, that she has the issue because she wants to talk to you. You guys talked at the table last night. You didn't really want to talk to her then, and everybody was making fun of you guys having a conversation and trying to talk. And you basically saying you got a short attention span. And Kenya basically told you what she needed to tell you, and then you said what you had jokingly. She said, and then it just felt like Marlo thought that she had some power. Like, she's been on this show for a long time, so she should know that you can't kick nobody off of a trip that the network paid for and a production company. What's up, Raheem Charles? What's going on? Marlo was she wasn't ready for that happiness. Child, Marlo's real delusional. That rotten peach. That's what the comment I saw, Lorraine. Yeah, it was a tension between Kandi and Kenya. What's up with that? Because Kandi wants to keep giving Marlo chances after chances. Marlo be getting on these shows, she gets on these interviews, and she deals with people, and she ragtags Kandi, talking about Kandi coasting. And if anything, Marlo's basically out here talking about, I'm gonna get these girls to work. And Kenya always worked. Kenya had to fight everybody off of her every time she turned around. And then when she didn't like you, she fought with you on her own accord. And she ain't never have no dull moment. She ain't never had no moment where she's sitting there being quiet because somebody wanted to pick and get at her. So if you really had an issue where anybody coasted, your issue should have been with Kandi. You call her Kandi coasting. You was talking about Kandi, to whoever that dude name is over there. And so, you've been saying a whole lot of things and doing a whole lot of things, girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, oh, and then on top of that, like, I just don't understand how Marlo didn't see that she didn't have power to remove that girl. Like, she couldn't, like, she didn't, like, what? Kenya was gonna walk away. Kenya wasn't gonna give her that battle. Kenya wasn't gonna give her that battle. If you think that Kenya was gonna get up and walk away and let this girl sit there and take a paycheck from her when she went to the house, she got her daughter out there, she got daycare out there, she got her nanny, she got all them people out there, and then you're gonna try to kick her off and then talk about her, and then the rest of the set be talking about her, and it looked like Kenya took an L, it looked like she walked away. No, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna be the situation, y'all. So in any event, you got a whole lot going on. I was just like, yo, like, and then Marlo wants to, the girl didn't want to talk. She wanted to have a conversation in front of everybody. And you should have just let that be. You should have just let that ride. And I don't know why you did not let that ride, Marlo. Like, that would have been easy. That would have been something easy for you to do, to let that whole situation ride. But it's just like, yo, she just went, all the way there with the situation. Like, girl, fall back. Like, what's happening? Like, you doing too much. It's just like, what? And and Drew came through. I like Drew's shade. I like the way that she was throwing her shade. I like the way that she was getting at Fatum. I liked all that. I like how she was calling her a lap dog. I was liking the dog treats. And then Drew was like, Fatum's high, she's drunk. She showed up drunk. Like, Drew is a mess, y'all. Drew is definitely a mess. And with the situation going on with Marlo, it's just like, she don't think that what she says is so bad. Like she goes below the belt, and she knows she goes below the belt. And Marlo had already told us that the way that she was brought up and how her mother brought her up, her mother would say, awful things to the kids, and she would say, and Marlo, was her sister Crystal was basically telling us, that Marlo talked to them nephews, recklessly. You know what I'm saying? So you got that whole situation going on. And Marlo forgets that she says horrible things to people, and then she wondering why that they don't want to be cool with her and they don't want to film with her. For Marlo to be a woman of a certain age, it's like she don't comprehend. Like, has she been getting away her whole life with, people that's supposed to be her friends, and then talking to them like they're crazy, and then they supposed to get about and just want to have a conversation with you? Why would, if the girl's not even standing in that house, why would she even, want to have a private conversation with you? And then Marlo's kind of like demanding the private conversation because Kenya wasn't there, but Kenya met her halfway. She showed up on time. She showed up ready to go. Okay, Marlo wanted more than that. Marlo felt like she had power. Marlo felt like she was the it girl. Marlo felt that she was back in young girl school or wherever she was. And she kept telling the girls, where if Kenya doesn't do this, if Kenya doesn't do that, then she's not gonna come into any of the festivities or the activities, and she can go home and she can take that lonely ride home and all that type of stuff. And production and the producers was like, nope. And then Kenya's car broke down. How ironic is that? They didn't want her to leave. If Kenya really wanted to leave, she could have left, but she wasn't trying to run off because of Marlo. And I just wish Marlo would just, find a way to speak to people and remember how she treat people, remember what she says to people and things. That's your favorite show. That show is like, woo. I guess Marlo didn't know she can't kick a cast member off a trip. No, she didn't know. All these years, Miss Nina Bug, and she didn't even know that. At our cat box, it looked like about 2 hours. That I know they was an hour and 30 minutes. The whole episode was in the driveway. Yes. I guess you can't work for free. Oh, Lord have mercy. Sonia is one of the thirstiest ones. Sonia, she's going to flip and flop for a minute. You know what I mean? But in any event, what I was trying to say is when it comes to Kandi let Marlo play with her and disrespect her and talk about her, and then she laughs and grins in Marlo's face, and then she'll end up crying like she did in the steam room and being upset and like, where this coming from? Kenya is stopping that at the door. You ain't gonna get me. I seen what you do. I seen how you move. And if you let Marlo disrespect you and keep disrespecting you and, cower down to her, she's gonna keep doing it. It's just like a bully. It's just like once you let one person get away with one thing, they all gonna try to do the same thing, because now you have been tested and you didn't come through with the test. You basically failed the test, and now people are watching. They're gonna think they're gonna come for you, and that's not the case. Okay, that's not the case. So Kenya always had bad energy everywhere she goes. Lord have, they was Nicole. It was bad energy from the jump street, because hey, what's up, Debbie? Love frenemies. Yeah, they're frenemies because Marlo wanted it to be about her, and it should have been about her. It was her trip. But like, who the hell wants to celebrate a trip with a woman that just got rid of her nephews and told them to kick rocks? But 2 of the episodes ago, she wants to keep their mother and detox, keep her in jail, keep her in a clinic, but yet can't even deal with the kids, and she's saying bye to them and go live with my sister. And then Kandi lets us know that the kids living with Crystal is only a 2-bedroom apartment, and Crystal already got a bunch of kids. Now these boys are living in that house as well. Then Marlo tells us as she's getting ready for the trip that her nephews rode by and seen everything, and so Kenya could have gave in to Marlo. She could have gave in to Marlo and had that conversation, but who knows what tried to trick, or what was up her sleeve. What was Marlo going to do? What was Marlo going to say? And actually, at the last time they was together at the sleepover, Marlo tried to hit Kenya with her champagne glass and try to push up on her and mush her with the glass. Kandi had to jump in, and Shereé had to jump in, and other people had to move Marlo away, because basically she was upset that Kenya was happy and Kenya was ignoring her. But Marlo is the one that's basically telling people that Kenya is not a good friend to Shereé, and basically bad mouthing her, then bad mouthing her to the group, basically trying to get the group to feel the same way that she feels. So it's just, and then on top of that, Marlo can be upset. She could be upset when it comes to the part where she feels like Kenya was coming for her at her fashion show. Okay, that's fine. But everybody else came for Marlo at the fashion show. Kandi was questioning how much she made. Kandi was coming at her. Drew came at her and she shaded Drew with her hair. And then, she didn't shade Shereé. Shereé shade her whole event. And then on top of that, because Kenya was basically saying, oh, her name, doesn't match. And Kenya basically insinuated that, Marlo could be a lady of the night, which something Marlo kind of says is not true, and then kind of says nothing about it and kind of like goes along with the flow as far as sugar daddy. But then we find out that she just likes them thugs, that's what she said to Carlos King. So in any event, you have that situation going on. So so you have that. She can be mad about that situation and be upset with Kenya because of that. But at the same time, what did Marlo do to Drew? When Drew, basically her website wasn't working, Marlo went on onto the website to basically say, oh, Drew, your website ain't working, blah, 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 making fun of her. So basically, she can make fun of people. Everybody else can be made fun of, and then she can't be made fun of. And so we got to have this big discussion, this big conversation. No, you are the one that is getting mad and getting upset when someone's calling you out, but you called out Drew. Drew's been called out where her business is fake, that she's just the face of the business, but she keeps moving. She ain't trying to have no private conversations and sit down. She tried and she kept it moving. So the thing about it is, Marlo is basically not being fair, and it seems like she's delusional, and she believes her delusion, and she's kind of like ignorant to the fact of her behavior, and what she does is like she forgets, like she doesn't know that she did this and this and that, and so she thinks when people see her, they're supposed to be happy. She was happy to see Kenya, like after she gonna dog Kenya out, don't want her to speak at the restaurant, giving her an ultimatum, and then when Kenya shows up to the cabin, she wants to run and hug Kenya. Kenya said, back off. I don't want none of that fake energy. You know what I mean? So, Marlo can have some disputes, and she has a reason for some reasons to be upset if she wanted to, but she's doing the same thing that she's upset with Kenya for. She has did it to other people in the group this season. We ain't even talking about years ago. And, I wouldn't trust Marlo as far as I can throw her. So would you guys want to have a conversation with Marlo? I don't think Kenya wanted to give in to her. Kenya already told her the other night, I'm here. Why do I have to sit and have a conversation? Oh, so you can give me a shady candle that can call me delusional, so you can disrespect me? That's what she was talking about, her gifts. I'm going to give you this gift. She gave these girls their gifts, and she disrespected the shit out of Drew with her gift and everything. You know what I mean? So she can throw shade and do all this, but when somebody else does it to her, it's like the end of the world. You know what I mean? So it's just not fair. It's like, I don't understand how come she can't move forward and just let the trip be the trip. And yes, Kenya could have very well went and talked to her, but she didn't want to. You ain't calling. Hey, hello, Chris. If I don't say, I'm gonna get to everybody. I'm just talking mad shit. All of them have issues. Yes, they do. Sweet brown sugar 504. Exactly, Sarah. She keeps on like a toddler from her mother's attention. Lord, the reads. So, so we got Drew. Drew looks cute right here for some reason. I just like this look that she got going on. So Drew's basically hoping that Fatum doesn't come. Kenya Moore, she shows up. Kenya Moore already knows what she's facing. You guys done watched this show forever. You guys know who the hell Marlo Hampton is and when she's coming for you. Look how she came for Porsha because of Portia's mad. Then she wanted to fight Porsha. You know what I mean? So Kenya has been dealing with Marlo for a long time. They've been friends at one point, and then they was frenemies, and then they just enemies. Okay, so she showed up, because she knows the assignment. She knows her job is a trip. I'm gonna get paid. Y'all ain't gonna dock my pay or take my money. Could you imagine somebody letting Marlo stop? Kenya Moore, she's been on this show. She is. If it wasn't for Kenya and Kandi, the show would just be like, oh my God, what are we watching? You know what I mean? And so why would she let Marlo stop her from getting her bag and run her off when she's been putting in full-time work since she's been on the show? She ain't never been no half-stepper. You can't say Kenya is coasting, all the stuff that they say about Kandi. You can't say Kenya's boring, because everybody want to know the details of all, so they can judge her about her life when it comes to, Mark Daly. So in any event, she showed up. She knew what she was showing up for. And when you are facing something that you don't want to face, but you have to, because this is your job, this is your duty, this is how you eat, this is how you get what you get. Sometimes you can come angrily or you can come overly positive, where no matter what you do, I'm gonna smile. And that kills people the most in real life. That's the same behavior that you seen Kenya do when I know I'm going into the lion's den with my enemies. They gonna be there. They gonna do everything to try to test me. And you either come positive and you let everything bounce. You was like, I'm gonna give it to God. I'm gonna give it to the earth. I'm gonna give it to nature. And so that's why she came in there. And I believe when it came to Marlo didn't want her to show up. Because Marlo's sitting there with the ladies bragging. Where's Marlo at? You know, over here. Marlo's sitting in the kitchen. Well, if Kenya doesn't do this, if Kenya doesn't do that, she's not coming, and she's not gonna go on a trip. This and that. You know what I mean? And these ladies sitting there like, girl, and they just listening. And Ju ain't saying nothing. Ju just trying to mind her business because she got nothing but beef on. Kenya Moore said, I'm coming through. You know, I slept good in my bed last night at my own lake house that's right down the street, baby. So, baby, if your production is paying for this lake house, Kenya Moore got her own lake house. So that tells you they're in two different brackets all the way around. You know what I mean? Okay, good night. Whoever's going to bed, good night. What's up, Pamela? How y'all doing? I'm gonna get to the comments, but you know, you guys tear it up because I'm gonna get there. And so Kenya, she comes through looking good in that yellow, and she's smiling. She knows what she's about to deal with, and she gonna get under Marlo's skin because Marlo, how are you gonna be over here threatening me and telling me I can't come and I can't do this and blase and a third? Oh no, that is not the situation. So she showed up, baby. She showed up bright and early, laughing. All the ladies are happy. Even Sonia, you know, flip-flopping and everything. And everybody's happy to see her. She is, you know, the life when she's happy. And she's been trying to be happy ever since she's been on this damn show and trying to basically not be the villain. And this is the season where she didn't want that. But baby, they didn't know Marlo was gonna get a peach and Marlo was gonna come through, baby. and start doing. Kenya was up early to piss Marlo off. You know she was up early. She was making noise, and you know when somebody's in another area of the house or if you at work and they see that you having a good time and they hate you and they mad at you, they just want to see you miserable, and you know it's not happening. So it's just one of them situations. Then Marlo, she got up and she's basically coming over there and she tried to hug Kenya. Kenya said, fall back. She was like, and Marlo said, oh, well, I know you don't want to hug me. Why do you think she want to hug you? You done basically gave her ultimatum, knowing that she got her baby here, she got help here and all this other stuff, and you don't care, but everybody's supposed to care about you giving your nephews away because it's too stressful when all that money that you spend. And another thing, like if Marlo has all this money and stuff, why are these kids in counseling? Why is there's not a counselor or therapist coming to their house, sitting with them, even going to school with them, the situation that they've been through and the things that they are going through, and this life transitioning situation with living with their auntie and their mother being scattered wherever else, and them hoarding food, them not cleaning. There's a lot of things that, you know, that they need help with. And then Marlo putting it on TV is even worse. I guess she's trying to help people. Okay. But how you gonna help people when you ain't doing the right steps to help them? You know what I mean? Like, come on, like, where's the counseling, girl? So anyways, she's there and she was like, well, I want to talk to you later when you done. Like, okay, you want to talk to me later, baby? You are not my boss. You're not in control. You're not my TA. You're not my manager. You're not the production crew. You don't work. I mean, like, we are co-workers. Okay, so you know, Kenya probably just like, I'm not gonna talk to her point blank, period, because I don't want to talk to her. That's gonna piss her off that I don't talk to her. But I met her halfway here, so basically I heard half of what she said. I'm here, and so now I need to talk to her, or she gonna give me like, come on, like what's going on? So Kenya's all laughing, and Marlo is just like, I can't believe she's here. Oh, and I don't think Marlo's happy that the other girls are laughing and grinning in her face. Marlo, you didn't have to be Kenya Moore's enemy. I don't know who told you that you had to be enemies with her, because y'all was supposed to be working on your friendship, and you could have been getting advice for her and talking to her, because anything that comes with kids and helping kids, and you ask Kenya Moore, she's gonna come through. Ask Porsha Williams' best friend. You know, she came there, she drove her to the emergency room, she drove her to the doctor's appointment. Okay, so she would have helped you out any way she could, and you could have had a better relationship. You know, it would have been much better to see Kenya and Marlo come through and have Kandi come through, and then they can do their thing, go a little shade here and there. But Marlo don't know how to light shade, so Marlo's already upset. She's mad. You know, she's talking to her manager got to babysit her and basically said she's here, she's not going to destroy my trip, she's not going to take my joy, she's not going to take my happiness. But you took your own joy, you took your own happiness, because you didn't want to see her smile bright. You wanted her to bend down backwards. You forgot who Kenya Moore was. Don't you know who she was? Wasn't you the one begging for her to be your friend because you didn't want to go back and forth with her no more? It's too hard. It's too difficult. It's a bad situation. You even got on your knees, girl. And now, she's coming through. You know who she is. You know how she get down. You know how she rock, and she gonna try you. So Marlo, what should a smart adult do, especially somebody raising teenage boys? Is I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna let it rock. But since Kenya didn't have a conversation with her, it was like, oh no, and it's awful. Yes, Kenya could have sat down and had that conversation. But if you already saying that she ain't gonna steal my joy, why did you let your joy escape you? Because there was no joy there. It was supposed to be a worship Marlo type of situation, like all the OGs used to have when they plan a trip or an excursion or something, and everybody's like, "Ooh, look at you," and they didn't do look at you. They I can't. Okay, what's up, April? Let me see what you guys say, because I'm about to go in. Yeah, facts, Mary Jane. Kandi kept letting Porsha play in her face as well. Excuse me. Chris Maxwell, the trip was toxic. It sure was. I hate Drew's jacket so much. Lord, you hate her jacket, cat box. Sarah, yep. She sure did try to pour her drink on Kenya. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna have a conversation with you like that. And I don't know if Marlo really woke up the beast. You know what I mean? Beauty and the Beast, Beauty all day with Kenya, but I think she woke that up because Kenya was running through that house, was like, get her off me, I told y'all. So basically the production and the producers are worried that Marlo might get violent, even though we haven't seen Marlo get violent like Porsha. The way that it seems like Kenya gets under Marlo's skin so bad that, people think, even the other girls think, because of what she did with the wine glass and how she was coming up in her face, and then how they was at, dropping with Drew situation. Like, and Kenya Moore is not backing down. She's not going to let Marlo bully her. Kandi has let that go on and pay no mind to it. Even all of Candi's people tell her to stop messing with Marlo, okay? Toxic relationship Marlo has with Kenya, and think she is going to smile in her face as if they are friends. Really, Marlo? That's what I'm saying. Something gotta be wrong with her, Angel. Like, something gotta be ain't right. Marlo, all right, come on, Starseed. Don't go there, Starseed. That's so Sarah. She was gonna hug Kenya after she told her she don't want her on the trip. You know what I mean? Like, for real. What's up, Raheem Charles? If I didn't say your name, I will. What's up, April Morgan? So let's get back to the situation. So now we get to the conversation, and we got bald sides, we got no hair on the sides, over here trying to collect information. She ain't got shit going on. She ain't got nothing going on. She ain't got no fashion. She ain't got no hair on the side. She's bald, shaved on the side. Look, she got her own personal mohawk. She got her own personal gel. Let me stop. God forgive me. Let's talk about Sonia. So Sonia, basically wants to have this conversation with Kenya. And you guys already know, when you have a conversation with Kenya about anybody she's dealing with, what's up, Pamela? The screen in the driveway was wasted. I start saying, Lord, you went all the way there, baby. All the way there. And so, in any event, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. Please like, just like the video, y'all. Just help your sister out. Just help Mary Jane TV Creations out, and just like the video. Help me out. I don't got a lot of likes. Just hit that like button, baby. So, in any event, so we get down to this situation, and so, I'm just like, Lord, here we go. And so if you, like I said, if you have a conversation with Kenya, Kenya's going to tell you what's up. She, and that's what we like about her. She's going to tell you exactly how she feels. and she's gonna be real with it, and you're gonna get it out of her, especially at this moment, because she already know what type of situation this is. Marlo's telling her, you better come talk to me, you better come and talk to me. Like, girl, like, Marlo, if you really wanted to talk to Kenya, could have been in front of the group. You know what I mean? You could have said, before we leave, guys, let's all sit down and have a conversation. You know what I mean? Like, let's all talk, or whatever the case may be, because it's gonna be out in the open anyway. And so, when it comes to Sonia got to do her thing. And basically, she's going to try to tell Kenya and try to school Kenya of, how Marlo this. And so how is Sonia going to tell us who Marlo is? She don't know Marlo. She don't know who Marlo is. She hasn't been around Marlo for years. She's just filming, and right now she feels comfortable around her because Marlo is showing that mean side. And we know when it comes to Sonia, she got a mean, ugly side too, because she would turn on you, flip on you, talk about you, and then basically shame your business and turn around and get in the same business and do the same thing that you're doing. She'll be a face of a company just like Drew is. And then basically she wanted to push Drew out the way, and got all the girls talking about her business is not real, it's fake, because she had a plan already together that she was going to push this fitness thing, and Drew already had the fitness thing going on that she was going to push. And so Sonia is evil, and she basically pushed her out the way. But Kenya came through and said, okay, her business is legit, because basically Sonia was trying to claim that Drew business was a scam, and Kandi was saying it was a scam. But then at the end of the day, they got it right. But Sonia was supposed to be Drew's friend, and she's going around telling people on camera that on national TV that I think it's a scam and something ain't right, trying to just mess up her business. What kind of black woman does this to another black woman? Try to basically mess up her brand, her business, and say it's not true. It's like, you could talk about, oh, Drew, what exercise you've been doing, because girl, you still sloppy, or you still, you still got this weight going on, and things of that nature. Just because she can't complete the diet doesn't mean other people can't either, because everybody does try dieting and they fail and they try different things. But for Sonia to do that on national TV only to promote her and fitness and exercise is shady. And then with Drew, went there to try to get information from her. So from Sonia to help her with her business. And Sonia was the whole time she's sitting at Drew's house eating the food and eating the meal prep, basically saying, I don't believe that she lost this weight. We know Drew don't know the truth of it here in her face. But one thing she do know is you don't like her. But in any event, so Sonia, she sits down with Kenya Moore, and basically she's telling Kenya that, Marlo wants to talk to you because she got some gifts to give you and things of that nature. And Kenya was like, girl, I don't want any of them gifts. I don't got no sage over here. I don't want them demonic gifts. I don't know what's in them demon gifts, because Marlo be around here with them demons. She be carrying them demons, y'all. And so if I forgot who gave her a gift. I don't know if it was Porsha. Porsha gave, baby Brooklyn, I believe, or one of the ladies gave baby Brooklyn a gift, and Kenya wouldn't accept it because them and that person was going into it. So she didn't want that bad juju or that bad energy to be on her daughter. You guys remember that? What's up, Rosemary? How you doing, girl? So Kenya does have a story, but is her divorce over? Her divorce is not over, girl. It is not over, Sandra. Sonia's a straight snake. Sonia is so far for how she did Drew. Lord have mercy. Sonia was not being a peacemaker. Her actions were self-serving, only to gain a place as Marlo's friend and basically go against Kenya Moore to get closer, because she felt herself being closer to, on Marlo. But at first she was saying, I'm so close to Kandi. I'm so close to Kenya. Would y'all do this free photo shoot for me? Can I use your face and your image and everything for my company? And then you guys stand next to me and put on my clothes. I'ma choose y'all. Like, we didn't know that she chose them because they have clout, and Kandi has the numbers. Her husband is still up to no good. It's still. I am glad that Drew ain't scared of all. I'm so glad Drew ain't scared. I'm so glad too as well. So in any event, so basically Kenya Moore says that, homegirl got demons. I don't want her gift. Maybe I'll talk to her. And basically Kenya saying that she don't want to be forced into talking to her or this and that. This is a trip that they all gotta participate in. They're all getting paid for. They got their itinerary. They got their schedule. They got their syllabus. They got all the information they need, what they're going to do, how they're going to do it. They got all the information emailed to them of what they have to do. Okay, so she don't need to sit down and have a conversation with Marlo. Marlo didn't need to have a conversation with Kenya. She could have been acting like she was happy too. Okay, she's not happy because she feels ashamed and she feels embarrassed. Okay, about what she did with her nephews, and I don't even know why she would even tell these people. And then you got Kandi out here on her YouTube channel saying that 30 days that Marlo didn't have them kids, she was up and down the street, baby. She was like the road runner out here. Let me tell you, she was Speedy Gonzalez, okay? Or she was Sonia up and down the street. Lord have mercy. Let me stop. So in any event, so with that situation, Kenya is basically saying that I don't want it, I don't need it. Sonia said, well, you understand that, that Marlo, she feels strongly about this situation. She wants to have a conversation. I know how you feel strongly about the situation, and blase in the third. And, and when it came to, Kenya's really not trying to hear that situation. She's not trying to hear what she's saying. She's not trying to hear what she's talking about. Then Sonia's basically being like, what's her name? Marlo's mouthpiece, and so she's showing friendship. So she's showing a good quality of being a friend and having someone's back because she feels close to Marlo. So at this point, Sonia is basically is showing that she's friends with Marlo, okay? But baby, that won't last for long, Marlo, if you can't do nothing for the girl. Or she can't. So you already know when it comes to Sonia. Sonia's out here with them bald edges. Sonia's out here struggling, and she gonna take anybody down. She gonna clam any letter that she needs to clam, okay? And she gonna dog out who she needs to dog out, and she gonna play these games and acting like she's Billy Badass, but she's gonna get a wake up call pretty soon when nobody want to mess with her. Candi's giving her chances after chances. Kandi, you done already seen what she work with, but Kandi want to run around with her. Then Kandi gonna be talking about, I'm tired of this. I always help people out. Kandi done took the girl to Disney World. Kandi done did this. Candi's acting like this is her ace boon coon. And once Sonia start next season, chopping you down, girl. What you gonna do? You gonna start crying? This is why Kenya didn't give Marlo that chance to try to chop her down, because you ain't gonna chop me down. And for me to put myself back together and deal with you, nope. We gonna chop. So in any event, Sonia says, well, she wants to talk to you. And this trip is really about Marlo. We're here to support Marlo. She's going through a difficult time. She needs that help. She needs that support. And yes, that's cool, Sonia. She's telling the truth or whatever, but if Marlo was out in these streets partying, getting down and having, come on, this is just a story. So in any event, Sonia was like, Marlo, she respects you. She admires you. Okay, you don't know the relationship, and that's what I'm saying about you newcomers and you new peach holders. You get in the middle of something that you don't know nothing about. You don't watch the show. You don't pay attention to the show. Only thing you think about is when I get on the show, I'm going to get a bag. And then this is why you don't add to the show. This is why you look stupid on the show. You know what I mean? But in any event, you don't know the whole situation with Marlo. But she said if Marlo did say that she admires Kenya, but at the same time, she's talking about Kenya's booty. She's talking about her marriage. She's talking about Mark mistreating her, Mark not liking her in front of everybody on this season, knowing the divorce the hectic divorce that she's going through, crying on the show. And so Sonia doesn't know that. So basically Sonia probably does know it. She don't care. She's gonna act stupid. She's gonna act, I'm a newbie. I don't know nothing. Like, help me, Jesus. So in any event, She just wants some attention, and she wants, for you to believe in her and this and that. And Kenya's not here for it because she done already gave her the chances. She already been there, she done that. So evidently, when it came to them having dinner last night with Marlo, the previous episode, Sonia didn't hear anything that Kenya said. And when she said she feels gaslighted, like you act like you my friend, but you beat me down at the same time. You talk bad about me and everything. And Sonia was there to witness it when Marlo was basically trying to get everybody against Kandi, because Kandi didn't give her name brand clothes. And then she was trying to get everybody against Kenya, saying that Kenya's not a good friend because she didn't show up to Shereé's house. You know what I mean? So she's seeing all this and she's acting like she's oblivious and she's dumb and blind to the situation. Like, I don't know what's going on, y'all. So in any event, you got Sonia said, Marlo, she's so sweet, she's so nice, she's this, she's that, she's very sensitive, and she's dealing with a hard time with her nephews and things of that nature. And she just she is playing the violin, and then Kenya turn around and Kenya put the violin with her fingernails just like this in her hand. And then Sonia, she realized, oh shoot, oh snap, oh she just dissed me. Yes, she just dissed you. She just dissed you real quickly, really professionally, and she didn't say anything. And look at Sonia's face. She was like, oh boy. She don't know what to do now because she's so slick and she's trying to flip-flop and play both sides. And at this moment, she's choosing, who she want to rock with. She already know Kenya can see through her. Point blank, period. But when it comes to Marlo wants somebody that she can use, and Sonia's ready to be used. She's ready to be used, baby. She wants to be used like a rag, like a washcloth, baby. Excuse me. And so in any event, so moving on from that situation, then Kenya says, she kicked them out because she was having a hard time parenting. So she's going to kick her kids out because she's having a hard time parenting. And then Kenya says, you cannot kick a child out, you know what I mean, like that, because you're having a hard time. Like, what kind of situation is that? Like, that's crazy. Then Kenya explains what she went through as a child, so it affects her a lot more. Like, I guess no one's getting the situation of, like, that's real serious for, I know everybody's gonna say, oh no, because a lot of people be like, whatever the case is, it's not that big of a deal. But to do that and to do it on national TV, and then them kids going to school and people saying, oh, you got kicked out. Your aunt, you don't have your mama, you have your auntie. Your auntie kicked you out. And so Kenya feeling a certain type of way. And that probably made Kenya at that moment realize that, there's no bargaining with this girl. But even though people have a hard time, if you're having a hard time with your children and you got somebody to take them, that's cool, because I'd rather you do that than to do something else or blase in the third. So if you have that time, but 30 days, at least a day, 3 hours, 4 hours, maybe 2 days, but 30 days, this girl got rid of her kids. And so then Kenya gets into the story about how she ran away because, she got kicked out of her house. And basically Kenya lets us know that when she was young, she was a teenager, she went to go live with her grandmother. Her mother was there and things of that nature. Things started to get hard with Kenya while she was in high school. And so therefore they made an agreement that she was going to spend the school year, the rest of high school, with, her mother's side of the family and her grandmother. And then they told her that she needed to go because of her behavior. It was too hard. It was too difficult for them. And she said they put her in a van. And she said as the van was rolling, she jumped on. She did stop, drop, and roll. That's what she did. And she ran away, and she was at her ex-boyfriend's house. And then she really felt like, it caused a lot of trauma. It's abandonment issues. And these are all issues that Kenya has spoke up on. So Kandi felt the same way, but Kandi felt like Marlo was wrong, and she didn't even understand how Marlo can do that, because Kandi said, I took my cousin in, I took my nephew in, and things of that nature. So Kenya's being candid about the whole situation, but she is talking about Marlo's nephews. And so it is a sensitive topic when you talk about people's children, because they take it, or their family members, that, auntie, whatever she wants to be, okay? That could be a real sticky situation. But in any event, Kenya explains that situation, and you have Sonia basically says them kids are with her sister, girl. So basically Sonia is saying to Kenya, like, you making a big deal out the situation. The kids ain't get kicked out of her house like that. The kids are over there with her sister. And basically she's telling Kenya that story that you're telling us is traumatic for you, but it has nothing to do with Marlo's situation. So that's what she's in turn saying to Kenya when she says them kids are with her sister, basically, saying that, okay, it's no big deal. And if the lady, for Sonia to say that she don't even raise her kids, her sister and her mother raises her kids, her one kid, that she don't want another kid. You know what I mean? So basically so easy for her to just say that, because when it comes to Sonia, everybody else raised her kids. You know what I mean? When she's taking a trip, she's like, oh my God, I'm going to be doing this new project, guys. I'm going to need all you guys on deck. Mommy, I'm going to need you, sister. I'm going to need you guys so much. I'm going to need everybody. Things are going to have to be really strong. Come on, husband. Come on, Ross. I'm going to need your baby. I'm going to need all of y'all, just because she's going to do a photo shoot, and she's going here and she's going there. And so to her, Marlo giving the kids to their auntie, it doesn't, or whoever's Marlo's sister, it doesn't really bother, Sonia in that way. And Kenya's like, yo, this is deep what she did. And so Kenya basically said that, and so when it comes to Sonia, she's like, she's a good person, she got a good heart, she's this, she's that. And so then Kenya said, you can't just give your kids away because they're giving you a hard time. And Kenya said, kids are for life. And how am I not supposed to be offended by that when I'm a mother? Then Sonia was saying, oh, they're with their sister. And then Kenya said, well, how do you think that she gives a F about me if she's treating her nephews like that? So when Kenya said, how do you think that she gives a F about me when she's treating her nephews like that? So it's not like she said anything bad about the nephews. She's saying treating them by kicking them out, having them go somewhere for 30 days is really not good. It's not a good sign, and it really bothers her. So in any event, she spoke on Marlo's nephew, so Marlo can take it any type of way. She's gonna probably use this as a bone, but Kenya elaborated, what happened to her. She's offended because she's a mother. And then also she's adding salt. She's adding salt to the shit that's in front of her. So she's adding on to it as well. And she probably knew that Sonia was going to go back and tell, Marlo. And that could have been one of the other reasons why Kenya didn't want to have the conversation with Marlo, because Marlo just got some tea from, Sonia. So therefore, I'm not going to give her the chance to try to shade me or read me or try to do any type of, Academy Award winning, acting. So that could be a reason why Kenya Moore didn't want to talk to her either, because Sonia done went over there and dropped the beans, y'all. But please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Kenya, let's explain how she parents and why. Yes, Marlo should have had a nanny. She wears $10,000 outfits. Lord have mercy. So so you have that conversation, and so Sonia, being who she is, she had the, like, how did Sonia think that this was going to be, any type of good information that's going to Marlo when Marlo and Kenya's not getting along? Kenya's refusing, to have this conversation with Marlo. So you being in the gymnastics, you being probably a team player. No, she's not in gymnastics. She runs. she's a racer, 400 meters. She got 4 gold medals, you know what I mean? And she got 1 bronze medal. And so in any event, there got to be some teamwork, some coaching, something going on where, sometimes you can pick you have some type of thing going on in your mind. Okay, this is not a good situation. This is a bad situation. This is going to make it worse. But no, not horse. She was like, oh, I'm running and telling. I'm running and telling, baby. I'm running and telling. And so basically, Kenya Moore is not feeling Marlo, and she's not feeling none of the situation, and nobody gonna back her down into a corner, and she don't want to speak to her because the girl tried to attack her twice this season. Marlo tried to come at Kenya where people had to stop and break it up. Okay, so why would she want to have a conversation with her privately? And she could if she wanted to. It would have been easy for the viewers. It would have been easy for the rest of the cast member for Kenya to have a conversation. But Kenya said, I'm not going to give you that moment. Kenya may have been drunk, but she said, I am the moment. And Marlo was not going to get a moment out of her. Okay, but she could have, and then they could have went on the trip. And so then we have Sonia. You see them bald edges, baby? Let's get an up close look, baby. What is going on? It looked like she got tatted. What is happening? Did somebody light a fire to the carpet? What's going on? Like, what is happening? Her and Marlo are kindred spirits, baby. Bald edges. Marlo wants you to pay for a transplant for the girl. She been out here riding your coattail, begging and going against Kenya Moore to be on your side and be on your team. And she got them bald edges. Help the girl out, okay? Be a true fan. You like to spend money all day on people. Okay, she needs some money from them edges, okay? Them edges is gone. Them edges is like... Them edges is they have disappeared. Okay, so in any event, you got this situation going on. And so when it comes to Sonia, she basically tells Marlo what's going on and what's happening. She tells Marlo, hey, listen, I just got to tell you some things, okay? She goes, Kenya Moore just dropped a lot on me. She just dropped a lot on me. Basically, she just dropped a lot of tea on me. And when it comes to Sonia, she feels like she's not doing anything wrong because she wants them to, have a relationship or whatever. But girl, they're already in a tight place. It's already bad. The Kenya ain't even staying in the house. So you should have kept it quiet for a little bit after the trip and came back. And then from there, could have ran through the house. But in any event, she goes, Sonia said, I really like you and I really like Kenya. But, when I keep telling Kenya that this trip is about you, she keeps saying, I'm here for you guys. And if she's not here to support you, she's not here to have your back, and she's not here to make this about you, where I don't really think that she should be here. So she's feeling a certain type of way. So now she's jumping out of pocket and out of pocket, all the way out of pocket, talking about an OG shouldn't be somewhere, and you get into OG's business. Okay, you don't got a storyline for us. You don't got a house to show us yet. Okay, and then you got bald edges, and you coming up in here trying to ruffle some feathers and start some trouble right now, girl. You could have told her later on. All right, you didn't have to be in the mix, but you want to be such a butt kisser. You want to be such a I can't say that. I was gonna say it, but I can't say it. I can't say it. So in any event, so she's over here and she was like, Kenya told me that she said that you battling demons and all this other stuff. And if you battling demons and your gifts is demonic, why should she even be here? I was like, girl, do you think that you can ever replace her? Do you think we would rather see you chilling with Marlo or see Marlo and Kenya or just Kenya? We don't even know who you are. We skip past your scenes. And only reason why, Sonia, we have not skipped past your scene is because your scene has been with everybody else. Any other time is forward, but we got to deal with this. And then we got to deal with the stringy, dried ass weave up in her hair. You know what I mean? So that Drew, she talking about Drew makeup artist just touched me up. No, Drew makeup artist did you good and you didn't even pay for it. You're looking for a handout, and Marlo be giving them handouts because she thinks she pipping out here in these streets. Okay. I'm just like, Lord. So she's saying all this. I mean, she's just like up in the mix, baby. I mean, when you talking about kissing, and now you and Marlo is so close. I thought you felt the closest to Kandi and Kenya. I guess that changed real quick, real fast. And then Sonia says, Kenya Moore has strong feelings about your boys, and Marlo was like, oh, this gonna be bad. Not this is not gonna be good. This is gonna be bad. What was her opinion on my kids? What was her opinion, Sonia? You do not just give kids away because you're having a hard time. Now the kids are without parenting. And Marla was like, tell her the FMB word. I said, my kids ain't out. My kids are not out of no parenting. They're barely getting parent. I'm not gonna say that because on Instagram she does a good job. Instagram is just, on Instagram, it seems like she does a good job with the kids. She takes them places, she does stuff with them, and she buys them things. But the training, I think that they need, and having empathy, being, I just think there's a lot of things that Marlo can't teach the boys, because she doesn't have it in her. So how can you teach something that you don't have? You know what I mean? So that love and all that other stuff, right now they're good for her, and it's something that's helping her with the show, and it's probably helping her be a better person and help her brand. But if she really wanted to help her brand, the last thing she needed to do was beef with Kenya. You know what I mean? Then try to kick the woman out. Then try to act like, Kenya didn't put in work. Yeah, you put in work, but Kenya put in mad work. She be putting work here, putting work there, and all types of stuff. And you coming for her like, like she's somebody's little child. Like Kenya ain't like Kenya can't get monstrous on you. She had you running through the house chasing her. Marlo's all out of breath, sounded like somebody's grandmother that been smoking 1900 packs a day. You know what I mean? Smoking that real tobacco. Okay, just running through the house like, girl, why you chasing? Like, are you desperate? You that desperate and you chasing her? And then she's screaming like, girl, like, Marlo, if you keep it up, people gonna be calling for you to go, thinking that you're going to be a risk and a danger. Porsha already put it out there. So in any event, Marlo's pissed off about the situation. And then we got Shereé. I don't know what's going on with Shereé in this hair color. At first I thought this was pretty. I don't know if Shereé other lip is bigger than the other one. I don't know what's going on with Shereé and this whole situation. The other time she looked pretty in this costume, she goes, oh, I'm passing on the torch. She's the mini bone collector. Like, girl, like, you keep just letting everybody come get your job, and you think laying on your back and spreading your legs open for Martell is going to help your reality TV career. Nope. You need to, what was you good at? Getting in the mix of it. Hey, if you go back and forth with Kenya, you go back and forth with Marlo, you can go back and forth with Kandi, and we can understand it. You know what I mean? And it's something that is worth saying, but going back and forth with, what's her name, Sonia, it's just like, oh God, who wants to see that? So in any event, that's why. And she tried to punk Drew, and Drew was not having it. Now they got another little monster coming after Drew. They got some crazy looking monster, Fatum, coming after Drew, looking like, oh my gosh, she just looks like she fell off the bus. You know what I mean? She fell off the bus that had no wheels on it, and no windows, and no driver, and no engine. So you got a whole lot going on with that situation. And so, it's one of them points. Now Marlo's upset. Now you guys ain't gonna go nowhere. And Marlo's saying that she's not feeling Kenya Moore's bad energy. And I thought you said she wasn't gonna steal your joy. Thought she wasn't gonna take your joy. And look at your friend coming here bringing you this information, making you all paranoid and making you all delusional. And now Marlo gonna start praying. Marlo done said a prayer that, help this woman, tell her to keep her name out of my children's mouth. I thought that was pretty funny. I thought that was pretty funny. And so Marlo had to go, this woman is 60 years old. She's not 60 years old, and you're going to be praying and you're going to be shading her. So therefore that prayer was not sincere. And this is why your shit, ended the way it ended, because you couldn't couldn't let it go because your ego couldn't let it go. And just like your ego's with your nephew and you threw him out for 30 days because you had an ego and you wanted them to do this, do that, and follow every direction that was possible, but yet you didn't do the same thing when you was a child. Okay, so your ego needs to be, simmered down a whole lot. We need to put that in the skillet and just fry it, turn it on hot. So in any event, she's out here praying. And then you got Shereé sitting there, and Shereé's being shady too, because she's on the other side of the bed, and Shereé's basically saying, what's she saying? Marlo said, nope. Shereé said, yes, she's bringing bad energy to this trip. So Shereé's basically calling out, Kenya and this particular situation, saying that Kenya Moore is bringing bad energy. Like, Shereé, how many more times you gonna get past this? How many more times you gonna get past this, Shereé, for being on this show and not giving us ish? You know what I mean? And then the one person that can help you out, the one person that you could be close to and you should be cool with everybody. There's no need for you to be following. I never knew Shereé was a follower like this. Like, you supposed to keep your mouth closed, and if you was the real true bone collector, you were supposed to bring back both conversations to everybody, let everybody be aware what's going on, so when they get ready to pop off, people can choose whose side they want to be on. And what's her name, Sonia just gave us some bull crap. That's why she called her a mini bone collector. Okay, so you got a lot going on. Yes, Shereé ain't nobody's friend, CC. She ain't nobody's friend at all. Not the costume. Hey, Latavia, what's going on? Catbox, Pamela. Shereé is also Two-Faced. I mean, just sitting there, the Two-Faced and crew all together in one room, baby. All together in one room. What is she, Mary Jane, girl? You talking tonight? like what is going on? So we got Shereé sitting over there, and it's like, damn, Shereé, like, come on, Shereé, why are you talking? You and Kenya supposed to be cool. You gonna sell her out for a storyline too? Does that mean you selling out Kenya, being negative towards Kenya? Is that gonna get you another season? Probably not. So is that why you running over there to Love and Marriage Huntsville, so you can be up in Martell's tea? You could be up in that situation. Shereé always looked like she had a backbone, but baby, she don't got a backbone. She's spineless. She's spineless, baby. I mean, just spineless. So you got that situation going on. And I'm just like, Lord, what's going on? What's up, Tamika? Cat? Oh, I know Catbox is in here whining because I keep seeing your name. I forget Shereé acted with Kim. I know, Sarah. The way she acted with Kim was just ridiculous. I would have never been cool with her again. Shereé is low down. It makes sense. She likes Martell. Yo, what's up, Norris? Tony, what's going on? Shereé has and will always be a bone collector. Hey, Roberta, how you doing? So, yeah, Raheem Charles, Candy or Kenya shouldn't give her advice. Marlo's trying to get all due camera time, baby. And then where's these tears coming from? She didn't have not one tear, y'all. Not one tear. She was sitting here faking like she crying. Then you got what's her name, Sonia? Her face looked like a motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Face looked like an engine. Let's start up. In any event, moving on. So you got Shereé sitting over here being shady at the same damn time. Basically, she's bringing bad energy. How's she bringing bad energy when she came in the house? She was doing this and that. Sonya wanted to sit down and have tea and talk to Kenya and basically say all these wonderful things about how great Marlo is. And Kenya's just reiterating that, no, she's not that great. And if she can throw her nephews out like that, if she could treat her nephews the way that she's treating them, then she don't care about me. And then also saying that it was wrong to throw her nephews out the house like that. Point blank, period. So in any event, Sonia took that information. She ran with it. I mean, I bet you Kenya saw her run to the room with it. I bet you Kenya saw her run. excuse me, I bet everybody saw her run with the situation. I mean, she was just running like, girl, like what you doing? And so she had that prayer. I was like, Lord. And then she said, with Kenya, 66-year-old woman, and she can get on that lonely ass road home. I was like, no, she didn't. She said she can drive that lonely road home. You are lonely too, Marlo. Let's be real. You're lonely too. And Kenya's not lonely because she's not looking for nothing right now. She's trying to handle her business and secure her future. And basically, she was married. She still is married. And if she can get any man that she wants to, okay, if she wanted to have a man. So you calling her lonely because she don't have a man, and basically saying that she's a single mother, but you a single auntie with no man as well, or whoever you dating is in the dark and ain't gonna come on TV for you, or you can't bring them on TV because of their background. Because on Love and Marriage Huntsville with what's his name, Carlos King, he said that you be dating thugs. You be dating the ones with the hat to the back, with the bandana to the side, got thug life on my chest, you know. So, girl, like, how are you saying somebody's lonely, drive that lonely road? Girl, like, come on, Marlo is a mess. She is a mess. She's a mess. And so Marlo's basically saying, girl, I said I wanted to speak to her, so I'll speak to her. And then Sonia, you know, Sonia, she got all the tea. Sonia was like, yeah, I told her that you was waiting on her, master. I told her that, you know, you was waiting on her. And she said she's not even in a rush to come. And they're like all in agreement that this, and Marlo's just praying. I'm like, Marlo, stop. Shereé, stop. Here comes Shereé coming out here being fake phony, know what's going on. Kenya Moore knows what's up. She knows these girls. She know who they are, who they be. And so Kenya Moore, she said, oh, Kenya's bringing that bad energy. Kenya's really trying to give you. I was like, okay, Shereé done learn her lesson, you know, because Kenya came to her and sat her down and said, yo, don't be a fool. Don't let Marlo, you know, tell you what to do or follow what Marlo tells you what to do. Don't be her do girl. And basically telling you that Marlo is not right because she's out here saying that I'm not really your friend. I'm not really this. I'm not really that. And, you know, the girl can't, I guess she can't get sick. You know what I mean? And I'm not sitting there crying with no grown ass woman over no grown ass man in jail that you said that is bad sex. Okay, Shereé, you said the man have bad sex, this and that, all that other stuff. And he said he barely even knew you. And you know, you ain't married to him. You ain't got no kids with him. You wasn't dating him for 9 months or even 6 months before he got locked up. And then so I'm gonna sit there and hold your hand while you ain't stranded. You with Bravo. So in any event, you know, Kenya Moore set down Shereé not too long ago saying, yo, don't follow behind Marlo. I know it seems good, blah, blah, blah. And then Kenya Moore was like, I'm going to set you up with some people that can help you with your business. You got Kenya Moore. She's in Walmart. She's in CVS. She's in, you know, Sally's Beauty and things of that nature and other places. And so she goes, I got an appointment for you to meet up with my guy. And she's like, do you got your notebook and you got your paper? That was kind of condescending. I don't know if she was a suspect. I don't know if she was waiting for Shereé to be like, okay, I'm ready, because her notebook could have been in her phone or whatever the case is. And I like, you know, Kenya's computer, like her laptop, baby. I just like the color of the back of it or whatever. So in any event, you know, now you got Kandi, she's giving Shereé some advice. Basically, Candi's telling Shereé, like, hey, listen, girl, you got the biggest brand out of all of us on this show, because people been waiting by she by Shereé forever. And you know, it's just, but it's not a brand, but it's one of the biggest brands. And Kandi said that when she was on Watch What Happens Live, that I want to help her with that situation, but everything would have to be in my name or whatever, because the word out on the street is what Shereé don't pay. So she makes a good company, you know, when it comes to your boy Martell Holt, okay? And so in any event, Kenya's setting up meetings for her to meet with people and get some help. And then Shereé's back there talking about she got bad energy. What bad energy do you feel right now, Shereé, while you sitting there talking to her? You all glee and happy because Kandi basically gave you advice. Kandi done told Shereé what you need to do, girl, is come out with a little small collection, sell some of that collection, is going to sell out, and then you can take that money and you can use that money to basically hire more people or get more stuff that you need to get done. So basically Candi's saying you ain't got the money, but there's a way that you can get the money because everybody know who your brand is. And so, but she's too busy sitting there being, sour puss and sour face over there with Marlo. Like, Lord have mercy. So now we got Marlo Hampton. She's running through the house. She's running through the mansion. She's trying to chase this woman down. She's trying to. That's why I said they shouldn't give her advice. Remember, Marlo tried to act like she could send Kenya home. Well, they didn't leave until they shook it off. Lord have mercy. They are sad with no sterilite unless they're being messy. Oh Lord, you already know. Shereé faking her accident for audition. She's faking it because she don't want to get into, no situation. Marlo hated that Kenya was happy. Oh, yes, she did. She hated her all day, every day. Like, Lord. What, Tamika? Oh, God. Y'all are wilding in here. So I don't even know why Marlo is running behind, Kenya. Kenya's running because Kenya don't want to talk to her. Kenya's just like, leave me alone. And then she's making a joke out of the situation, and she's making Marlo chase her. And so security is, and the camera people, I don't know if they got security there, but then you can hear Kenya Moore says, stop, she's touching me. Look, she's touching me. Get off me, get off me, get off me. Then you got the security guy saying, stop, stop, stop. And then you got Marlo saying, I ain't gonna touch her. I ain't gonna touch her. I ain't gonna never touch her. You ain't gotta worry about that. I don't know why y'all trying to insinuate that I'm violent, that I'm gonna put my hands on her because, you starting beef right now. Why you chasing her around the house, Marlo? Then you just, oh no, that was somebody else that got their hip done. Marlo's chasing her around the house. And Marlo, some of the things that you've done in the past can be used against you. So therefore, you should pick your battles wisely. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't need to have a battle. You could have just went on this trip and got to going because, girl, you couldn't stop nothing. You couldn't move nothing. You couldn't do anything. Point blank, period. So Marlo's feeling a certain type of way. And she's basically saying, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you one-on-one, Kenya. And I don't know why you're trying to act like I'm violent. I don't know why you don't want to talk to me one-on-one. That, all of a sudden now you scared to talk to me because now you beef and you coming for her. So basically, if she don't want to beef with you and she don't want to she don't want to talk to you, she can say that. And then at the same time, she can say that I don't want this girl to come at me. She's a big girl. She got a criminal record, which is hurting you while you trying to shine and glow for your peach. You know what I mean? So it's just like, Lord have mercy. I'm just like, Marcelle had a confession in that episode. Yeah, that's a boot. Shereé was moving. Shereé was moving. I know. I even forgot Shereé's leg was hurting because Shereé was all over the place. It's sad. I know. It's just like a total mess. And so, you can look at Drew. Drew's basically sitting there like, girl, I don't want to be involved. Both of y'all are come after me. And the way that Marlo's been disrespecting Drew all season, luckily, I mean, Drew just, Drew's not gonna go there with Marlo, but Marlo's just been disrespecting her like she ain't nobody. You know what I mean? So I don't even know. I don't even know because I wouldn't even I don't know how Drew does it, but Drew can't beef with everybody. So Marlo said, I want to speak to you before we leave. I want to speak to you woman to woman, and I told you I wanted to speak to you. And so and in any event, when Kenya Moore basically says that Marlo asked her to speak and she said, let me figure it out. And so then Marlo said, well, you don't got to figure out nothing. You can figure yourself into your car. And you guys know that Kenya Moore car broke down. So in any event, she's saying you can figure it out in a car, baby. So that's disrespect if I'm saying like, hold on, let me figure it out. And then Marlo took it as disrespect because Kenya's not running to talk to her. And so Marlo could have read the room and said, okay, this is going to be a situation. But Marlo just wanted to feel like she had power. She had ego. And basically they was going to, who you think they was gonna let Kenya leave because of you? No, you could have left and they wouldn't have cared. You could have left and they wouldn't have cared, even though it was your trip. They would have found, it would have been a way that Kenya would have did her thing. Like she been doing her thing. Like they rely on her. They relied on her for years. And Marlo, they relied on you for like small pieces. Now they giving you a big peach. And it's like you can't read the room, say, okay, let's go, child. I ain't got time for this girl. Like you want to argue with her. You wanna seem like you got more control than she does. And you don't. And that's the sad part. You know. But in any event, you could have handled the situation way much better. And just to see how she handled the situation, she's raising teenage boys. And like, it just don't look right. Like you chasing her down, you arguing with her. And yes, Kenya could say, Marlo is definitely saying that, hey, listen, I'm not going to hurt you. You've never been scared of me before. So don't try to use that. So Marlo, basically, she's reading that, okay, can you stand, get off me? People trying to stop me from coming for her. So this is like what, the third time people are trying to get you to get out of her face. It's going to be a point where, they can just say that they don't want you on the show, that you could be a liability, and then they could sue because of your record, even though it might have been sponged, or it's just a bad look on Bravo, and they don't want that bad look no more because they're going to have to pay Miss NeNe Leakes some money. Okay, so in any event, she's still going. And then Kenya says that you can speak to me, like, speak to me right here and there. We can be public. I want everybody to be present. And she was like, basically, the way that you're disrespecting me and talking to me is like you demanding her, commanding her. You already command her to be there at a certain time and respect this. She was there. So now you got other demands and she got to speak to you before she goes on a trip, something that you didn't pay for. And so Kenya Moore's basically getting under Marlo's skin. She's trying Marlo right now. Now she won't speak to her. She's running from having a conversation with her. So now she's trying her, and Marlo, it didn't even have to be this way. And so then Candiace, she jumps in the situation and she's basically calling out Kenya and saying, Kenya, you hate when people poke at you. You hate when people aggravate you. Why are you doing the same thing? And so Kenya Moore says, because she's insulting me. She's insulting me, and and she's being disrespectful, and she's being confrontational. And so Candy says she said it's about to go there. It's about to get confrontational, but right now she's just trying to have a conversation with you. So why won't you just have this conversation? Won't you talk to her? And, so then Kenya says, she wants everybody to be present when she speaks, when Marlo speaks. So Marlo says, I just asked to speak to you woman to woman. And then Candy said, I said no. Candy said, and then this is where Candy's basically trying to check Kenya more and telling her that she needs to talk to her. Yeah, but yet Marlo just had you crying, and you don't want to be confronted by Marlo. When Marlo and Shereé confronted you in the sauna, you broke down and crying. You felt like, why are you guys coming after me? Okay, so in any event, but at this time and point, Candy doesn't know how she's being dogged out and shaded by Marlo. So she's looking at Kenya, because Candy will give Marlo that chance. Candy will say, okay, Marlo, let's have this conversation, Marlo. Candy will say, okay, Marlo, let's talk. Marlo could run over her with a car, throw rocks at her, chase her down. Somebody said, poor Drew. If I was her, I know. Candy always have the courage to point out anything that she thinks Kenya's doing wrong. Yeah, because she feels like people saying, because she said this last year, everyone always says that I'm taking Kenya Moore's side, and so she wants to be brazen and jump in and say that. But yes, she was crying when Marlo was calling her out, saying that she was a bad friend and all this other stuff, and she doesn't want that confrontation with Marlo. That's why she was trying to be cool with Marlo, but Marlo basically said, you ain't coasting no more, Candy. Okay, so that's the girl you running with. So if Marlo get another season with a peach, baby, it's gonna be off the chain. She better get her team tight, because they gonna come swinging and banging and danging, because Marlo basically act like it was all good. We are friends, we are sisterhood, we are lover hooligans. Marlo got on this show and just started coming for Kenya and Kandi. She started throwing all types of arsenals at them, calling Kandi nasty, disgusting, all types of stuff. Like, Lord, that they broke. Candi's paying for a man. Kenya's washed up. I mean, she went in like, who talks about, how can you talk about your friend like that? If my friend talked about me like that, when she said that they're friends and she wants support from her friends, we're not friends. We're not friends. And then we get Sonia. Look at Sonia. Sonia is disgusted with Kenya. Sonia is upset with Kenya. I don't know what it is. Sonia just switched up on Kenya. At this moment, she wants Kenya to bow down. Like, you bow down. Kenya ain't bowing down to y'all. Like, she wasn't on this show going through all the hell that she went through and all the hell that she put people through as well for her to bow down to Marlo. Okay, her stocks are still high. Her stocks are still rising. Okay, so she's not bowing down to y'all. And Drew just looks so innocent, but Drew's supposed to get all. And so Drew looks like she's all innocent in this situation. And she's just looking, she ain't saying nothing. She's keeping her mouth closed. And Sonya just really looking at Kenya like, girl, won't you just stop? And like, so she's basically, it's like she's feeling like Kenya is the problem and she should be there supporting Marlo and have Marlo's back and blah, blah, blah. Like I said, this is a woman that pawned her kids off. Okay. So in any event, moving on from that situation, Marlo said, I'm not going to touch you. Well, have a safe trip home since you don't want to talk. Like, have a safe trip where, girl? Where am I going? Where am I going? Have a safe trip. And so she's trying to get up into, Kenya's face and say, have a safe trip. And Kenya's saying, don't talk to me. Stay 6 feet away from me. Back up. And so Marlo's like, you trying to act like I'm violent. You trying to act like I'm going to fight you, girl. And then so you got the other girls pushing Marlo back, and she was like, I ain't gonna never put my hands on Kenya. I ain't gonna put my hands on Kenya. And then you have Sonia. She's looking at Marlo like she's crazy because she's jumping back and forth. But in any event, I think when it comes to Sonia, she likes that aggressiveness because she's a very aggressive person. You know what I mean? She's that engine, she's that motorcycle that got the kicks in it, baby. So in any event, you got this whole situation going on. And so and Marlo's like, have a nice trip, because Marlo feels like, okay, now I got to do something because I look stupid. And she does look stupid because, everybody knows you can't kick her off. You can't tell her to go. This is a trip that everybody's on together. Okay. And so, Shereé jumps into the middle and she stops, and so it stops her, and Drew stops Marlo, and that was like, I don't know why you guys act like I'm gonna hit her, because they're not sure, because they had to stop you a few other times, girl. Okay, so if you guys want to know why Kenya doesn't want to have a one-on-one conversation with Marlo, because she don't know what she gonna get. Then Marlo said, this girl was talking about my nephews. This girl was talking about my nephew, so that was coming, baby. She wanted that one-on-one with Kenya to confront her about talking about her nephews, when she didn't say anything bad about the nephews. She said how she's treating her nephews, and if you kick them out and put them in a 2-bedroom apartment in the hood, that's bad treatment. Okay, especially when they coming from your townhouse and everything else. But in any event, Marlo's pissed off. Marlo is mad at this point, and she was like, have a safe trip back home. And Kenya was like, safe trip where? Kenya jumped right up in, the excursion, right into, the escalator. She got right into it, okay? And Marlo saying, we ain't leaving because she ain't going. I mean, they just sat there. Marlo, you should have been just like, let's go, because you went anyway. But now it's like 2 hours late. And so in any event, we have when it comes to Sonia, she schools up to the core, baby. She schools up to the core, and she tells Kenya, like, you can't have a 2-minute conversation with her. You just can't have a little conversation with her. You can't do that with Marlo. And Kenya was like, Kenya's not feeling that situation out. Kenya's looking at like, I can't believe this girl's here in my face. I can't believe this girl's here in my face. Like, what's going on? And so, you got that situation. And, so with all this going on, so she asked Kenya, hey, just have this conversation. And Kenya was like, girl, I can't believe like you are in my face. asking me to have a conversation with this girl. Do you see how she's acting? Do you see what she's doing? Do you see this? Excuse me. And so, and so Kenya's feeling a certain type of way, like, girl, bye, like, get out of here. Like, why are you coming up in my face and asking me about this conversation I need to have with Marlo, when you should be very upset when Marlo behavior was off the chain? And I told you there was different behaviors because, there've been, people coming close to each other. And I pointed out the things that Marlo have done to, like, try to get physical with Kenya. And, Sonia doesn't have a problem with it. And Kenya says the same thing that I've been saying. You had a problem with the way that Drew, went at Shereé, and that made you cuss out Drew, didn't want to be her friend, and you couldn't stand her. Yeah, but you see, Marlo coming for Kenya, and it doesn't even bother you. And so, Kenya Moore's telling her, girl, bye, see you later. And like I said, the only reason why she came after Drew and she picked frivolous reasons is because she wanted that exercise, situation to be hers. And plus, she wanted to get with the other girls, and she thought that Drew was less important in the group. And so now she feels like she's better than Drew because she's closer to Kenya, she's closer to Candiace, she's close, to Marlo and Shereé. And so therefore Drew was just like dog meat to whore, and Drew was nobody. So she was like, I'm gonna get with somebody's. And so in any event, you got this situation going on, and I'm just like, Lord have mercy. Like, she went over there, and Kenya was like, girl, you need to leave. Girl, what are you talking about? You don't think her behavior is bad? You don't think what she's doing is bad? You don't think how she's acting? And basically, telling her to that she has to talk to her ultimatum. I don't think Sonia would be too pleased with an ultimatum from anybody, especially if it was from Drew. And then also Sonia basically says, I feel like you dismiss her. I feel like you don't respect her. I feel like, she wants attention from you in the way that you treat her. And Kenya's looking at her like, girl, Marlo is still the same crazy person that she was back then. Okay, so fall back and get up out of here. Okay, she didn't say all that, but I'm telling her to fall back and get up on out of here. And so, Marlo and Kenya do have a little movement where Marlo goes up to Kenya's car where she's sitting, and basically Marlo is feeling a certain type of way, and Marlo saying that, you know what, you jealous of me. Like, jealous? Oh my God. She said that you are jealous. Marlo tells Kenya Moore, you are jealous and you are envious of me. For real, Marlo? Like, come on. Like, she's, come on. Baby, you living in a townhouse. Look where she living at. Okay? Like, come on. Like, come on, girl. She jealous. She's not jealous. She probably just knew that you getting your peach, you was going to be out of control, and you was going to probably try each and any way that you can to basically stay on the show and be visible, and you was going to break all the rules when it comes to people that you say that you wanted to be friends with and build a relationship with, including Kandi. Kandi didn't do shit to you. You went ham on that girl. So in any event, with that situation, Marlo says, you jealous of me and you intimidated by me. If she was jealous or intimidated, she would have ran up out that house. She would have left that house. She would have left that house standing. She would have went back with her daughter. No, she stand 10 toes down. She sat in that car because you wasn't going to drive off. Y'all wasn't going to leave her there. So she sat in the car. She could have been outside like Kandi and Manetta, but she wasn't. No, she wasn't. She was sitting in the car because she was ready to roll. She was going to roll with everything that you was going to give her, Marlo. And Marlo, at that point, you should have just said, you know what? Whatever, come through. You should have said come through before, because there's nothing you could do to stop her. And so Marlo's upset and she looks bad. When a bully loses, when they try to show that they got power and they got rank and they can do this, we didn't see any of that because you had no rank and you had no power and you stopped the whole situation. So you got it mixed up and you got it misconstrued of what you can actually do. So therefore, this tells us you didn't pay for shit. They pay for everything. When it's a personal event, they can kick you out. But you couldn't kick her out. And so Kenya Moore says, jealous, intimidated in her head. And she goes, I am an icon and you are an ex-con. Bye, bitch. I was like, what? That part was just really, really funny. And Marlo, you tore up your whole trip. And so, with this situation, Drew's in front of Marlo at this point. Drew's in front of Marlo, and Marlo said, well, you know what, let's just go then. Okay. She was like, whatever, let's just go. And then Drew was like, I want to come. I want to go, but I'm riding with this bitch. I was like, Drew, baby, Drew was like, I am not riding with this B. And Marlo just started laughing. Marlo didn't even know what happened. Kenya Moore was laughing too, because she heard a little bit what was going on. She was laughing. That was funny because I was shocked that Drew said that. And so we got Fatum. She does look like she's drunk, and she was like, you talking to me? Don't F with me, don't come. I don't know what she's saying. She just got these crazy looking faces. She looks like she's on a whole lot of medication, allegedly. She looked like maybe she was dropped on her head. She looked like maybe she stayed on the water too long. I don't know what's going on with that situation. Yep, she may have money, she may have this and that, but she looked weird on this show. Okay, she looked weird. Okay, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart. So please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Catbox, good night to you, Catbox. See you later. Good night, fam. I know I'm so late. Yeah, Fatum look drunk. I would have been pissed. I would have been pissed too, for real. Drew is making up for, yes, she is, Sarah. She is making up for last season when they went. Okay, let me see. Yes, good night, Catbox. I that was so funny, Howard Brown. I was like, thank God they got a camera crew, because you already know how that story could have ended. Okay. Yeah, good night, Catbox. I had +1. Me too, Smith. I wish you had a +1. Leslie. CC, what's going on? Kenya got that sign. I know. So, so you have this situation going on. So in any event, Drew said, I'm not riding in the car with that B. I was like, what, Drew? Drew, you coming through like that? And the girl was just so shocked and so surprised. And she's pretending like somebody holding her back. Like she can barely get up that hill or barely get up that driveway. Girl, stop playing. Stop acting like you had energy to move. Stop acting like you could have got up that hill, baby. That booty and them thighs was not letting you, girl. So don't even go there. And so Drew's over there. Security guy, Drew's calling her, Shereé, come and get your lap dog. Shereé done brought her lap dog. I don't know if NeNe called somebody a lap dog, but I remember lap dog being used on this show. And so she was like, come and get your lap dog. I was like, what? And then she started barking. She started barking and everything. I was like, Drew, I was laughing. I was so here for Drew. Because Drew deserved to say whatever she want. Anybody that do a background check on you and get a PI, and a private investigator to investigate you and everything, and they ain't even on the show. They ain't even really they're friends. They were a friend of a peach holder. Oh no, it is what it is. Drew brought it on herself by running with what her assistant said, which she shouldn't have. But at any event, the girl went crazy. And what Drew said about Shereé, all the girls co-signed it. From Marlo said, I'm giving her no money. Candy says that if she does any business with Shereé, everything has to be in her name and she has to be in full control of the situation. And Kenya Moore says she probably did not pay the help or pay the people. And they basically said that if Shereé doesn't like the work that you do, she won't pay you, but you will have already done the work. Okay. So in any event, it's kind of true if the girls are co-signing, but Drew brought it out there. And so in any event, Shereé let it be, Shereé's letting her friend eat off this situation with Drew so she can basically get a peach for the show. I'll basically become like, a regular on the show. So Shereé is with Fatum doing her shadiness. She's just hiding her hand. And we're gonna see Drew basically call out Shereé saying, you throwing rocks and hiding your hand. Like, we ain't dumb. We know Fatum is doing this with you. You're doing it. And then, Drew is barking and everything. Drew's barking, saying, lap dog, come on, come on. Come on, dog. Come on, Trick. You got to teach a dog with tricks. I was like, what? Fatum, I don't know what's going on. Shereé's just like, I can't believe she reading my girl down like this. I know she ain't do that. I know she. And then Shereé's faking holding it. Ain't nobody holding her back. She can't move up that hill. Now Shereé wanted to move up that hill, and you would have closed your eyes and opened it. She would have been in Drew's face if she wanted to. But she's letting her friend eat off that lick right there, trying to get a lick to get a storyline. And Shereé said, none of my friends are lap dogs. They are my friend. All right, come on, Shereé. Come on, Shereé. Stop playing with us, Shereé. Stop it. So they go check on Marlo. Marlo's over here acting like she crying, acting like she dying, acting like the world has ended. She got all these tears. We got Sonia and Shereé, hovering over her. The other girls are outside having a good time on a trampoline. They ain't worried about what Marlo's doing. And then, Sonia started all this. So now Sonia is trying to finish the situation. Marlo's trying to get her pride together because, baby, her pride has been broken. And the girls didn't follow. So she's feeling a whole certain type of way. Shereé's playing these games. Shereé's playing these games. You playing these games with these businesswomen that can really help you with your business at this time and point, and would love to talk about it on the show. But it is what it is. Marlo's out here, crying a river with no tears, no water, no nothing. Marlo is just out here playing games with us. I don't see no tears. My trip is ruined. Your trip wouldn't have been ruined, girl, if you would have said, let's go. I don't give a damn. And now you're going to finally say that. Then Marlo's basically said, I don't know what's going on with these girls. They having sex with bad men. They laying in a bed with bad men. They laying in a bed with demons and all this other stuff. Marlo gets on the trampoline. She's like, I've been closer to God now. I was like, this girl's playing. She's playing too much. I'm closer to God now. No, you felt really embarrassed. And there's nothing you could do. So they had, everybody's like, girl, don't you know, you can't kick nobody off this trip. You got no power like that, baby. And you thought she was going to run. Like she thought Kenya was going to run. She thought Kenya was going to run. Kenya wasn't going to run. Kenya was going to run from you. Like, come on, Marlo. Like, you set yourself up for failure. And, and that's just the, sad situation. Where am I at? So, they're getting ready to go. Marlo's acting like she crying. She acting like this. She's still talking negative and dirty about who these girls are sleeping with. It just seems like she needs, reinsurance of negativity to make her happy. And she doesn't see that her trip could have went on and she could have been happy. She could have even been smiling. She could have even, got closer to Kenya and said what she needed to say and address her and basically brought up the situation however she felt, but in a more lively, in a more like, nice environment. So in any event, the shit's crazy. Marlo got punked. Kenya Moore got in a car, went off with them. They went to the trip. Everything's fine and dandy. You got Kenya Moore basically saying, this is that Trump's poster. Okay, sir. And the guy's just looking. He's looking at the girls like, okay. And he thought that they were throwing rocks and everything. He was feeling some type of way. And he was not too happy. And the facial expressions that he was making was like, I can't believe they here. Well, I guess we need advertisement. That's the way he was looking to me. And then we got Fatum. She looking like, she was drinking that drink in the core. And Drew got up and walked away. She said, girl, what you walking away for? What are you doing? What is this? What is that? Don't you get up? Don't you move away from me? Sit right here. And they're like, Fatum is drunk. They're like, she's drunk, y'all. I know it's just a total crazy situation. Marlo's like, my trip is ruined, it's over. Your trip didn't have to be ruined. So Marlo basically is telling the ladies that she wants them to leave, she wants them to disappear, and basically it's over and it's finito in the situation. And she's kicking them all out. Then Fatum, she's basically saying, I'm sorry for my part getting into an argument doing this and that. And Drew was like, girl, I got a name. My name is Drew. And then Drew turns around and she throws the bone and she said, go fetch. You gotta, only way you can teach a dog is with treats. And she threw a bone at your girl. She threw a bone at Fatum. And Fatum, she's feeling a certain type of way. And Manetta, she wants to, she said that it's not really her friends, it's not really her trip, but there's some things that she wants to get off her chest, and I think she's gonna come through with that fire. But yeah, like, so that was it. That is just crazy. Like, I mean, the whole episode was about just like craziness. Just Marlo just fighting with herself, and fighting with herself is fighting with Kenya, that she can control Kenya, that she can control the situation. And just like, y'all, like, what's happening? Like, this was just all crazy. This was all crazy. This was all crazy, y'all. I was like, what? She lying, Marlo. I'm trying to read what you guys are saying. Let me just start from the bottom. I am glad Kenya paid Marlo dust. Pay her dust. Didn't leave. Somebody else would have probably left. They would have been scared to say anything. They would have been afraid, and that didn't happen. Look at that bone. I know that bone was crazy. I'm telling you, she threw that bone at her, and I was like, oh my God, Drew. OMG. And Drew looks cute doing it. And Drew is just, it's like coming natural. The juice is running out of Marlo's peach. I know. Oh my God, Norris. That was just, ooh, you said a mouthful right there. CC. I mean, like, it's one of them situations, y'all. Like, for real. Like, Marlo basically lost, and Marlo was like, you win, Kenya. She wasn't even battling you, Marlo. She basically didn't want to have no confrontations with you. She showed up. She did what she was supposed to do. And then you wanted to basically have a tug of war with this girl, and basically said that she needs to go through you before she come on a trip. Come on. If you actually paid for it and it was your jet, it was your this, it was your that, blah, blah, blah. Like, Kandi could kick somebody out of, the mind, whatever play that she had, mind of a man, mind through a color man, she could have kicked them out. You know what I mean? But right, I'm just like, learning props from Kenya. Oh yeah, she's learning something. At least that's what you need to do. You're supposed to learn from the OGs so you can be better than the OGs. You know what I mean? And her reads are good. Drew Sidora reads are good this season. They're good. Her read towards Fatum is good. But we know when she's, other than that, Marlo was trying to get a moment with Kenya, and Kenya was not giving her that moment, because Kenya already said, when she drunk, Kenya said, I am the moment. You want a moment. And she didn't forget that. So Kenya wasn't that drunk, because she made sure she didn't give if Marlo got a moment, she got a moment right as well, without confronting her, without trying to shame her and basically talk bad about her and make Marlo chase her around the house. Marlo sat out there in the parking lot, and not moving. They should have told her that, girl, she gotta go. We can't leave her here. So you feel like Sanya's afraid of Marlo Smith. Learn props from Kenya, right? She did. She's running out of juice. Look at that bone. I am glad Kenya paid Marlo does. They all should be angry at Marlo for kicking them out. Yep, she kicked them out, told them to go. See you later, baby. Drew was right to be mad. Yes, I would have been mad too. She had that glass in her hand coming close to that lady's face. Right, Raheem, so bad. Fatum was all angry because Drew didn't want to sit by her. Like, I know, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, what's happening where you got Marlo doing these horrible things and saying these things and bringing your personal life in, to the situation. You got Fatum bringing in Drew's, trying to bring in Drew's personal information, basically saying that, they got, they have, what do you call it, aliases and things of that nature. and then you want her to sit next to you and be cool with you. You put a PI on me to get information so you can run my business on national TV, so you can get a moment and so you can get a peach. And you think I'm gonna sit here and sit next to you, girl? I ain't sitting next to you or nobody like you. Like that right there is one of them things that I don't know if I could trust you. And everybody else should be looking at Fatum like, okay, you know, you getting a PI. Since when we get PIs on Real Housewives of Atlanta? Stop, you know, they be on Google too much. Who picked that place looked like a secret Karen? Oh, Lord have mercy. Marlo. Glad Kenya did that on purpose. Yeah, you know, she wasn't going to give her that moment. Okay. You know, someone appears to be drunk in every scene. Shereé needs to share her glam squad, you know, and I think Fatum got money. That's Akon's one of his wives. Marlo is definitely insane. Insanity runs in her family. Ooh, Adams, baby. Yo, I'm telling you, yo, like her elevator don't go all the way to the top. The wheels on a bus don't go round and round, baby. She don't use a handle to open her fridge at all. So that's when Drew was saying that she was drunk, and then Kandi and Monyetta was trying to be quiet about her being drunk. Okay. Yes, Sonia is thirsty. I mean, Sonia's beyond thirsty. So we getting to see who Sonia is. She's Shaytay, but she's trying to get that money. She's trying to feed her family. Her family moved from Houston, Texas. Her husband business, Ross, is falling apart. You know, she moved her sister up here. Like, this is a big opportunity where she can go with it, you know, something that, you know, Shereé should have been doing a long time ago. But in any event, you know, she's coming to win. She's coming to stay. She's just like the other one from Real Housewives of Potomac. I got 4 trophies. I got 4 degrees. Like, Jesus help me, Lord. Drew was not playing. Drew, whatever Drew was lacking in last season, she made up some this year because she was not playing. Yes, Howard Brown. I like Drew. Drew gave the whole situation. Drew was the situation, y'all. I can't believe I love Drew so much this season. I like Drew too this season. I ain't gonna even lie. Sonia is thirsty. Sonia don't play. That's why she is so mad at Drew. Yep, because Drew got at her. Drew got at her, baby. NeNe, Porsha, Phaedra, Tanya, Atlanta housewife. Y'all. Background was horrible and a red flag. Call your husband gay. Oh no, I know. We ain't sit next to each other because then be like, oh, that's something that Kandi does. Yes, it was too much, Lorraine. Especially when she threw the bone. When she threw the bone on the ground, that was it, y'all. I was like, this is so cute. Like, she's reading with the tricks. She got tricks and everything. I was like, Lord, she must have worked that out with her husband, baby. She threw that bone on the ground. They asked Drew if she got a dog, and Drew said, I used to have a dog. So Drew brought that bone just in case. She was ready for Fatum. She knew she was coming. She knew she was going to escape. So she was ready, just like Kenya was ready for Marlo. Marlo wasn't ready for Kenya. That's the situation. That's true, Raheem. Yeah, Kenya did that on purpose. Glad hugs and kisses. Oh, thank you, Smith. Same thing to you. Kenya got that sign. She did. She got that sign. That blows me when she told her that. Oh, boy. When she told her that. I know. Just crazy. Me too. I wish she brought somewhere else to Josephine. Sarah. Drew is making up. Yep. Trying to get to see what you guys are saying. Kenya should have stayed home. Period. She said she should have stayed home. She wasn't gonna miss a bag because of Marlo. She already missed one bag. Not going to Shereé's situation. Marlo has way more money than Kenya. Kenya was oh God. Oh Lord have mercy. Oh, we gonna see all this. But we do have like Marlo. She did post it. She did post to her Instagram, and it's sad, what happened, to Marlo's house being broken into. You know what I mean? And but so she posted, the door, and she posted her door being kicked in. I mean, like that's crazy. All the way together. Like, so there's a lot of things that's going on in Marlo's, situation. Let me see. See, she just posted this though. So let's check this out. I know you guys already seen this one. So she's gonna show the door. So this is Marlo's. Let me see, make it bigger. I don't know why. Did I mute? So this is her door. Like, this is the door that was kicked in. This is the townhouse that they film in. This is where Shereé spent $11,000. This is where Drew showed up at. I don't know if Kenya Moore came to her house, but Shereé definitely did come to her house. And so in any event, Marlo is basically saying that, when it comes down to the situation, be careful with your family, your friends. And she's basically saying she couldn't tell the staff. I mean, she's saying that she found out that the information of the investigation that was going on, she couldn't speak up on it. And I guess she showed Future's baby's mother the text message allegedly that Future baby mother basically says that it was a text message in a group text that all the Real Housewives ladies got. They was informed that there was something going on or whatever was happening with Marlo, and basically they got that information and Kenya knew about it. So when Kenya said that you put us in danger, you put us at risk, and yet you're out here giving details about what happened and we didn't know what happened or whatever. But Marlo basically saying that she made sure that she told after learning my family, close friends, and my Real Housewives of Atlanta castmates, it was important for me to let Sandy Spring police do their job. So basically, she's trying to say that she did let the people know. Future baby mother came out here clapping at Kenya, saying, Kenya, you're insensitive. We couldn't say anything because there's an investigation going on, blah, 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 blah. But let's see the group text. You guys, when y'all beefing, y'all show the group text. So let's see the group text, okay? Because now they're trying to make it like Kenya's trying to make Marlo's robbery about her. So let's just see the text. Let's just see the context of what the text was. But this was really, one of them situations where, it's sad all the way together that this happened. There's a lot of robberies going on. There was just recently a church man just got robbed. Let me see if I know, I don't, these preachers. These peaches out here, something's going on when your church is getting robbed, baby. Where is the spirit of God? So in any event, Bishop, right. Okay, Bishop Whitehead speaks out after armed men robbed him and his wife doing church service. Like, usually the devil didn't even come into church. The devil's all up in the church, y'all. Marlo looks pretty. It must be filters. Lord have mercy. Sonya really is getting on, but she got on my nerves. I can't even talk about. I think I did talk about her a little bit. I just can't. I can't with Marlo concerned about the cast. Days later, the robbery happened on July 1st, and she spoke to the media July 5th or June 1st or something like that. I had the dates or whatever. So I guess a week went by or something like that. I don't know. Kandi dropped the text messages, dropped a group text. You know what I mean? You know. Hey, Robin Walker, how you doing? Yes, I am here late as ever. That's all right, baby. Okay, I don't know what I said amen to. If I said amen to something bad, let me take that back. So in any event, you know, so you got that whole situation going on. But in any event, please like, comment, subscribe, share the video, it'll be greatly appreciated. And I'm just gonna say sayonara, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Basketball Wives. We have Love and Marriage Huntsville. I just got through watching what's that show? Love and DC or whatever the case. That show with Monique, that reunion was off the chain. They was ghetto in that reunion. Oh my god, they was Ashley was about that life. Oh, so we got to talk about it. Yeah, nothing was taken. So I know I shouldn't say robbery because nothing was taken. They just kicked the door. She ran into the panic room. She got her nephews, and she said the police would be on their way. And so, you know, that was the situation. But thank you guys for coming through. But when it comes to Love and Marriage DC, that reunion was crazy. So we're gonna talk about that reunion a little bit. And then it's just like, oh my God, the way that I felt about the show and like the guys kind of being abusive or mentally is like it showed up. Like I just knew it. I could see it. And it's like, damn, I don't even want to. So we're going to talk about that. And then we have Bad Girls Club, our baddies, which is on my other channel. I'm going to put baddies on my other channel. So if you look down in the description box down below, it says new channel. So you can subscribe to that channel. And also, I want to talk about P Valley on that channel because sometimes I might say things and just go way too far when I'm talking about them type of topics. And then I will get demonetized or kicked off, so I can't do too much. So please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I shall see you guys tomorrow. We'll talk to you tomorrow. And God bless each and every one of y'all. Y'all have, a safe trip, safe travels on the highways and the byways. And I just hope that, each and every one of you guys are okay. Peep Squad is in the building. Thank you guys. Watch over yourself, protect yourself, and just live life and enjoy life. But be safe. Be safe out here in these streets. Don't play around. For real, for real. Peace and love, y'all. Good night. Yes, peace and loves and blessing. Yes. They drag Monique. Yes, Lorraine. Oh my God. Love and Marriage DC. Yes, they was dragging, baby. And Irena, I didn't know. I knew her life was like that. Like, damn. And come to Ashley. Ashley's on point. Ashley's on point. Ashley's definitely on point. Good night. And I also have Married to Medicine. Please let me know if you guys are watching Married to Medicine because I'm reviewing that show, but I don't know if you're gonna watch my review to talk about Married to Medicine. So just let me know. Thank you so much. Thank you all. I appreciate y'all. Good night. Good night.